Namaste, I am Vivek Kulkarni from Sharda Prabha School. Today, I am going to conduct a scientific experimental activity about acids and alkalis. Let's go to the basics. Acids. Acids are of two types. First, man-made. Second, natural. Now, two very important man-made acids include sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Sulfuric acid finds applications in many uses like car batteries, manufacture of metals and a host of other uses. Nitric acid is chiefly used in the manufacture of fertilizers and also in manufacturing various metals like iron and steel. When we come to natural acids, the most important one is hydrochloric acid, which is found in our stomachs and it aids digestion process. Second is citric acid. We can make out from the name all these citrus fruits, that is lemon, oranges, sweet limes, they contain citric acid and that's why they are called citrus fruits. When we come to alkalis, the two most important ones are one, sodium hydroxide, which is called caustic soda, and two, potassium hydroxide, which is called caustic potash. Both of these are used in the manufacture of soaps for bathing and detergents for cleaning fabrics and for various cleaning applications, also in the manufacture of toothpastes. A natural alkali, the most important one is natural soda, which is used for cooking purposes. It's also called baking soda or sweet soda, and it's used in the production of items like dhokla or idlis. Now, how to identify whether a particular substance is an acid or an alkali? To add a note, acids and alkalis, whether man-made or natural, can be found in solid form as well as in liquid forms. Now, for that, identification is done by using two indicators. Number one, phenolphthalein. Number two, litmus indicators. How to actually do it? Let's conduct an experiment. This is water. This is an acid. Before that, let's put some litmus indicator into this. We can see a green coloration being developed. Now, when we add an acid to this litmus indicator, let's see what happens. It turns red. So, anything that turns litmus liquid into red is an acid. Now, conduct the second stage of the experiment. This is water. Let's pour out some more litmus indicator into this. We see an instant green coloration. This is an alkali. Let's try adding alkali to litmus papers. We see blue coloration. Anything that turns litmus into blue is an alkali. Anything that turns litmus red is an acid. Now let's see how to exchange these two things. This is an acid because it has turned red. Now if we add an alkali to it, what will happen? Can we see that? Let's put some more alkali into it. You see, bluish coloration is being developed. So, it is gradually turning into an alkali. Now, what will happen? This is an alkali because this is blue coloration. Shall we try adding some acid to this? Let us do that. It's becoming reddish. So, now the solution is acidic. So, an acid can be converted to an alkali and an alkali can be converted to an acid depending on how much we are adding. If we add exactly the same amount of an acid and an alkali, we get something called a neutral salt. How to use phenolphthalein to distinguish an acid from an alkali? This is water. Let's pour an acid into this. This is an acid. I have added acid to this water. Let's stir it to dissolve it. Now it's got dissolved. Now I'll add some phenolphthalein to this acid. Nothing is happening to it. Now this is water again. I am adding phenolphthalein to this, and let's try adding some alkali to this. We see instantaneously pink coloration has developed. So anything that turns phenolphthalein into pink is an alkali. Anything that does not change the color of phenolphthalein is an acid. Now for experimentation, let's try doing something. This is an alkali because phenolphthalein has turned pink. If we add an acid to this, what will happen? The color goes away. So now from an alkali, this has become an acid. This is an acid. So there is no change in color with phenolphthalein. Let me add some alkali to this. What will happen? This will become slowly into pink coloration. You will see after some time this solution will become pink, which means that acid has now become an alkali. So an acid can be converted to an alkali, and an alkali can be converted back to the same acid. Now let's see some common household items, whether they are acidic or alkaline, using this test. This is a common household bleach, very commonly used at homes for removing stains from textile items. Now this is plain water. Let us pour a drop or two into this plain water. So, and then let's put phenolphthalein into it. Instantly it has turned pink, which means that this bleach is alkaline in character. Next, let us take some, this is water. This is common baking soda, which is used for producing idlis and dhoklas. We have put this. Let's see. Let's take this litmus indicator this time, whether there is any change in color. And let's stir this. We see blue coloration. So this baking soda is also alkaline in character. Lastly, this is water. Let us pour some lemon juice into this. Indicator into this. This has become red. That means lemon juice is acidic in character. So this is how we can identify substances at home. Red, so it's an acid. Blue, alkali. And of course, if we put some more indicator into this, it will again turn pink. Let's see. So this is an alkali. So I hope we have understood how to identify a substance using these two indicators. Now, to conclude this session, we'll talk about some safety precautionary measures to be taken. Acids and alkalis are very poisonous and they can cause very severe burns. So handle them with extreme care, and as I said, they are available in both solid forms and powder forms. So never handle these acids and alkalis directly. You must have seen I used a spoon, and if they are in an liquid form, always use this gadget called a pipette. So now this is an acid or an alkali. I take this out and I pour it out. So you must have seen I am not handling this chemical with my hands directly. Thank you.